somebody, I'm not gonna say who, but somebody decided like everyone's gonna play spin the bottle.
Portia, just to get things a little bit balanced, what she had to say. Full disclosure, we've not watched this, but we have skimmed through to find something which she says will be of interest.
Before I was about to move back to the apartment, it was our day off, and everyone had done their stuff in the day, and then in the evening I went around looking for everyone. They were all in the common room having a drink or whatever. So I go in there, it's like a party going on, like music, people are drinking. I call him because we agreed to meet up that evening. So I called him because I went to I called Terence, sorry. Because he wasn't in the apartment. So I called him and I was like, hey, where are you? You back? And because he went to go see the kids. I was like, you back? And he was like, no, I'm going to stay here overnight. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, he was like, why, what's going on there? I was like, party. And it was like, it was a fun night. Then somebody, I'm not going to say who, but somebody decided like everyone's going to play spin the bottle. And
so the way she's talking now, it sounds like she's a teenager.
Yeah.
Like the way she's talking about it is like she's all giddy and look at her smiling and go, oh yeah, and then the party was lit and then and then suddenly someone decided to play spin the bottle. I'm like, you're a grown ass woman looking for man to be married.
Exactly.
You get married on big old national TV and you want to play games like spin the bottle. Wow. Are you mad?
Spin the bottles for teens, man.
And it even feels like that. It don't even seem like now she's got remorse. This cost her TV marriage. Yeah.
She don't care. I think she probably did it on purpose anyway.
Maybe.
She got into him.
I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. And I was like, I'm going to go. And then they were like, no, you have to play. Like everyone here has to play.
Okay. Like, grown woman being forced.
You have to play.
So
why she wouldn't be the one who's strong-minded?
And, I actually only kissed twice. It only landed on me twice, and there was this joke that was like, it hasn't landed on Portia, and I was like, God don't want me to play. And then
only two guys kissed. Okay.
Only no.
Only.
Like, and then it was Luke.
Brings God into it now.
But and then obviously that happened. But I mean, like, there was so many people kissing, like boys kissing boys, girls kissing girls. It went all over the place, kind of thing. But after that kiss happened, I think because me and Paul were like, we're not going to kiss each other because we were like brother and sister. So we're like, that's not going to happen. We put that boundary in place. After that kiss had happened.
Which one's Paul?
Paul? Who's Paul? I don't know who Paul is.
Which one's Paul again?
I didn't realise there was a Paul in it. I know Paul the judge. The matchmaker. I don't know.
So was he? No,
it's not Paul Brunson.
That wouldn't.
He's a married man anyway. So.
That wouldn't be cool. Can you imagine? He's one of those. He's like, that's why, I'm butting out of this.
Can you imagine Paul Brunson like kiss from Porscha?
But look, what I don't get is we just saw the video of Luke and Terence having a little chat on TikTok over social media about what was going on and what went down.
I'm assuming
I suspected, but does Terence know that Luke and his missus lipped up? Does he know that Luke was the guy whose...
I'm sure Luke's told him.
Lip and tongue was on his wife's mouth.
I'm sure Luke's told him.
How does he wriggle out of that? How does he say, well, I did that, but your wife, she's guilty, she's betrayed. I mean, to be fair, on the show, it was George who was taking more of the moral, this is out of order, this behaviour.
That's not right. It's interesting.
Luke looked squeamish.
It's interesting how they didn't show that scene though. It's Spin the Bottle.
No, but it was
that other show.
It wasn't on the show. It was their own recreational.
Oh
time.
Right, okay.
Would have been good though, because if anything more interesting to have the cameras, it would have been then.
Yeah, but then again, the producers might have pushed it even more.
Yeah, make it even.
These things as well as producers.
And when I saw Terence when we moved in, I told him, Spin the Bottle happened, like me and Luke kissed, and he was like, yeah, I know, I went round to Luke's, and he was like, I kissed your wife, and I was just like, and I was like, my thing is, Luke kissed so many people like that, why were you so thirsty to tell Terence that you kissed me? Like, do you know what I mean? Did you also tell him that you kissed freaking Tom? You didn't tell him that, like, you're telling him about us, but he was like, but I was like, cool, whatever. And I said to him, like, didn't mean anything. It was like a game, like whatever. And I was just like, I was like, you're right. And he was just like, Yeah, and I was just like, it was a game. I was like, but let me know if you're upset.
But that's not the sort of game you play as a big woman.
And he was like, nah. And then we kind of just moved in, got on, whatever. And then like he would come back from filming. And he would be
So
like,
it's before they
like,
moved in.
Jesus, I'm probably trying to push this cheating narrative. And I was like, what? Do you think I cheated on you? Like, you need to tell me if you feel that way, like, so we can address it. And he was like,
She doesn't
come
think
on,
it's
like
cheating.
a
That's the
childish
thing.
game, do you know what I mean? Like, of course not. And I was like, oh, okay, so why do the producers keep asking you about it? And he was just like, I don't know. And I was like, well, what are you telling them? And he was like, I'm telling them I don't want to answer that. And I'm like, but if you just answer it, they'll start asking you. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you just answer it, they'll start asking you. So I didn't understand.
Why does she think it's not cheating? For some reason, from her perspective, what she did isn't cheating.
I think because she told him.
It was still cheating, though.
And
it's still cheating.
Yeah, I don't get it. I can see it from her point of view that Luke lipsed up, and yet him and his relationship was still on track.
Yeah.
Portia got most of the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It was implied that she was the one who was the most unfaithful. Yet, if she's playing a game, kissing other couples, people in the partners of other couples, then they're doing it too.
Absolutely.
And why ain't the smoke for everyone? So I will defend her on that. It don't seem right. That
that's
why
actually,
she got all the smoke.
That is actually a good point. Where other people would have been involved as well. Just that I think the producers wanted to focus mainly on them.
I think Terence was looking for a way out. If I'm honest,
I don't think he was into
it.
Yeah,
I personally think that he's like when things are easy, like Sunday morning. He likes his relationships drama free, as he says, and easy like Sunday mornings. Portia doesn't seem like she's drama free. Seems like quite high maintenance. And I do get the point where it was a bit like throwing her under the bus, because if he's saying, yeah, it's cool, babe, and then on the spot saying, actually, it's not
really,
cool.
because at the end of the day, he had time to go away and think about it, even though he said it's cool at the beginning. Maybe he thought it was genuinely cool.
Yeah.
But then he would have gone away, thought about it, slept on it, and thought, actually, nah.
No, but they said that morning, that on the way, even when they're traveling, he's
maybe
like,
he
cool.
wasn't being totally honest then, I guess.
Yeah.
He wasn't being totally honest. And then when he got there, thought about it, sitting on the couch for a while, because they were the last ones, weren't they?
Yeah.
One of the last ones to be interviewed by the matchmakers. And he thought, you know what? Actually, I can't do this anymore. I need to get out of here.
Out.
Leave
Free
now.
Terence
We
one.
said, I want to leave now.
Yeah. Get out.
Get out. Yeah. Like the film.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
Want to get out the sunken place.
I was that happy for him, to be honest. I'm happy for Terence getting out, because he might have felt trapped.
No, I got. Even though I found Portia a bit much,
you found them entertaining.
I got to say, I was upset when they left.
Really?
Because I thought I was with Portia. Yeah, one more week, innit? One more week. Because of all the things that they could have exited the competition over, of all the things that could have been the thing that imploded their relationship, a stupid game of spin the bottle.
Maybe it was all an agenda.
It's
all part of the plan.
Well, I mean, you know.
To be honest, I was like, good riddance, and good for him, Terence. I was happy to see the back of her, to be honest, because she was annoying. Very annoying. No, seriously, I think it was good for him to leave and to be like, I ain't staying here another week again. I can't do this. He already did it before.
Nobody got time for that.
I think if he hadn't done it before, he might have given it another chance. But because he had it, like the first time, he said, I'll keep it out another week. Then it went all nice and smooth.
Wow.
He's probably thinking, you know what, it's gone too far now.
Well, R.I.P. Terence and Portia relationship.
Yeah. And I think to me...
You know what Terence and Portia called it? Torture.
Torture. To me, I think...
Torture. Get it? See what I did there?
I think to me, they were just too different anyway. She's like just wanting to play spin the bottle. That's for like...
What is it with black love on E4? First with this, then you've got In Love and Toxic. Just have some happy endings for black couple during Black History Month, UK, please.
I don't know.
Drama.
Next day. Let's see what comes next.
Well, we'll be here for it, right?
Yeah, we will be.
Hey, even if we went on there many years ago. Anyway.
I would not be going on there. Marry a stranger.
No exactly.
Thanks. No
that
thanks.
don't make sense. Marrying a stranger. Speaking of MAFS, let's see what Brad has to say.